Podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome everybody to Beer, Pizza, and a Movie.
You can edit my bit out.
I probably won't. I'll probably just leave it in. We've just watched the Lego Batman, and so we're just going to do a quick review of that.
Oh yes, Lego Batman.
But first, we haven't actually done an episode in a while. How are you, Ross? What you been up to?
I'm very well, Harry. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm looking forward to a fun summer in America. Actually, I'm just sorting out my last little bits of legal faffing about to get my contract and visa sorted, and then I got 4 months living in California teaching circus skills and knife throwing and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's my recent news, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's super exciting.
Oh, great.
Oh yes. What are you up to these days? How's the new job?
I started a new job as a website developer, and it's going really well so far. I'm 2 months in, and it's good. Yeah.
Oh, in other news, I bought a Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Harry took me shopping today and I bought a Mac, which means I now immediately have to grow a big beard and start having opinions about coffee, I think.
Well, yes.
I mean, I already have lots of opinions about coffee, but I'm going to have more strong opinions about coffee. And the problem is I don't think I can grow a beard.
Well, it's a shame because those are the rules.
Those are the rules, yeah. They are. However, I refuse to use a trackpad because I don't think I can understand how they work, so I can avoid going full Mac user, I think.
It's because he's an old man.
I like a mouse, ideally, or an MS-DOS prompt system where I just type instructions in to a glowing green screen that for some reason is projected onto my face like in the films.
Yeah.
Even though monitors don't work like that.
Oh, I love films.
Yeah, that's why we do a podcast about them that we haven't introduced properly for the last 2 minutes we've been doing it.
I do too.
What did we watch today?
We just came back from the cinema. We watched the Lego Batman.
Oh yes, the Lego Batman. I've forgotten actually what it's called. Is it called the Lego Batman movie?
I don't think so, actually. I think I just made that up.
The
Lego Batman. You heard it here first.
Batman the Lego. Did we not check what the name of this film was?
The Lego Batman movie? Lego Batman movie?
I've got the ticket in my pocket. This is the sound of my ticket. It doesn't say.
This is
the Lego B. Is what it
the Lego B. Okay. So
it's the Lego Batman movie. It must be that.
Okay, so we just watched the Lego B. Ross, what were you thinking about this film before you watched it? What were you expecting it to be?
Going into this movie, I had pretty high expectations actually, because I really like Batman. Mm-hmm. For one, as you've probably understood from me hamming on about it all the time.
Wow, that makes you really unique.
I know, right? But I really also quite like the Lego movie. So
good, wasn't it?
It really was. And I felt like Batman in the Lego movie was practically the best Batman we've had in a while.
He was. But now thinking about it, because it was the Lego movie, but it seemed to be kind of about Batman, it reminds me quite a lot of how the X-Men movies are about Wolverine.
Well, that's true, actually, yeah.
Like, as a percentage of Lego movies which have been about Batman, it is 100%.
I possibly not. I mean, the first Lego movie wasn't entirely about Batman. It was mostly about Emmett. Like, there was another main character who trumped Batman, whereas Wolverine is the main character in every X-Men film, except maybe the first one.
And Daredevil and Apocalypse. Deadpool.
And First Class, obviously, but not quite all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But where he's in it, he is the main character, practically.
X-Men.
And X-Men. I rewatched Apocalypse lately.
Yeah.
It's a really good film, hidden inside a series of total messes.
Well, that's the story of every X-Men movie.
Yeah. If the X-Men movies were all just completely independent films, just there for a bit of fun, as in, hey, let's see what happens if Apocalypse turns up and fights whichever actors we happen to have playing whatever roles we can be bothered filling.
Yeah.
Then great. And then the next film can be a total mess, completely unrelated to that one, and it could be good. Because Apocalypse is actually really fun.
I've just had a thought. So we go off topic quite a lot on this podcast.
Yeah. We just had a conversation before this about how we could really stay on topic.
What if every time we went off topic we did a shot?
I've got a beer.
You got a beer?
Yeah, I'm going to drink some beer now.
Oh, that's not a shot. Boring. Well, we have
I'd happily do that on days when I'm not working tomorrow morning. Anyway, Batman's been in the Lego movie, but I was really looking forward to this one because I thought, I mean, it's not going to be... I wasn't expecting it to be a very serious take on Batman, but in the end, actually, I think it was.
It's one of the better Batman movies.
It is one of the better Batman movies, and it is actually a pretty serious take on the character. But we'll talk about that when we get to the proper review. But
yeah,
I love Batman. I love the Lego Movie. I love the form of humor they have there, and how like the shots are really busy with interesting.
they really
fun
are.
things.
There's so much to look at.
I mean, I reckon in the first 10 minutes of this film, I just laughed permanently. In the first 10 minutes, I leaned over to Harry and said that was worth the ticket price in 10 minutes.
Yeah. What did you think of the trailers leading up to this film? Because obviously they started about a year ago with very self-aware trailers talking about all the different Batman movies there have been, and saying even this upcoming Batman v Superman.
Yeah, I thought the marketing was great for this. It didn't give away the plot of the film. It didn't give away any of the jokes, except maybe one.
It did give away one or two.
It did a couple of jokes, but it did trailer jokes.
Yeah,
which is fine.
You need them to sell the film.
Yeah, exactly. And it just told me, hey, this is a fun film which has sort of Batman in it, and it's got the Lego humor. And I don't know how much of the original team that made the Lego Movie turned up to work on this movie, but it certainly had the same feel, the same humor, the same kind of weird busyness going on.
Yeah.
And the CGI. I'll talk about the CGI later, but what were you thinking going into this one?
I was going to be extremely surprised if it was going to be a bad film. I was saying that the only way this could be a bad film is if it tries to be serious, which we already know it's not going to. And so by not taking itself seriously, they can just do anything. They can center a film based all around just one thing and have it not expand too much on different stories or develop the characters that much, and it'll still be great because it's so lighthearted.
Yeah, exactly. It's lighthearted. It's going for just being a fun film. And that's something a lot of films, and especially DC films, are really failing at.
Yeah.
They're failing to be fun. And 2 hours long? I reckon that for those 2 hours, I was happy. I was incredibly happy for those 2 hours. Whereas Batman vs. Superman, I really wasn't.
Well, I'm wondering with DC where they're going, because they've recently had some bad things happen where they've now had to rewrite the Flash movie, which was supposed to start filming last month in January 2017. But it's now currently being rewritten. And then the Batman movie that was supposed to follow that has just had the same thing happen, along with having to find new directors and other people. And
far too many people are asking Ben Affleck about that Live by Night movie, and he's really sick of people asking him about. Oh wait, no, it's the other thing.
Well, that's part of the thing, that Live by Night, his movie, it's not done really well. It's done
because it's awful, apparently.
I don't know if it's a bad film or not.
I haven't seen it. The trailers make it look terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to go see it.
It concerns me about DC movies a little bit, because they've got two coming out this year. They've got Wonder Woman and Justice League, both of which so far, having two trailers and one trailer respectively, they both look quite good.
Wonder Woman looks great. Justice League looks.
But also the problem was the DC films last year, Batman, Superman, and Suicide Squad, looked great through both their first two trailers.
That's true, and they found a way to make a mess.
So this Wonder Woman and Justice League, they might not be good movies. They might be good movies. That's fine. But in 2018, next year, what's going to happen? Because Flash is not going to come out at the start of 2018 as planned. Batman is not going to come out in 2018 at all.
No, that's
so are
true.
DC going to get any movies out in 2018? One movie maybe, if the Flash is delayed by enough to put it at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, and given that Marvel will have 3 out in 2018?
Yeah, 3 this year, 3 next year.
One of which is Infinity War.
Yeah, they're doing 3 every year from now until they start doing 4.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Star Wars is doing 1 a year. And my misgivings about Rogue One aside, they are incredibly successful. And I still enjoyed Rogue One, even though I have big whinges about it.
Yeah, we'll do a
we'll do a Rogue One episode at some point.
When it comes out.
Take a shot. I've got a beer. I'm going to take a shot for my Rogue One divergence.
Sure.
Well, that was some dead time while we both took a sip. All right. We'll talk about voice actors later, I'm sure, when we have a chat about that. But Harry, have you ever played any of the Batman games?
I think I've watched you play them. I think that's the extent of it.
Yeah.
And I know they exist. I've seen trailers.
Yeah. They are really good games. And for my money, they are some of the best portrayals of Batman we've had in a really long time. Aside from
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad was good, actually. I enjoyed the Batman in Suicide Squad.
Oscar-nominated Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
Best makeup.
Best makeup.
No, that's it. I'm not joking.
Is that what he got?
Killer Croc.
Yeah, he was awful. I hope he didn't win.
Makeup-wise, that was amazing.
No, I didn't like it. He didn't look like a crocodile. He just looked like a slightly scaly man. Whereas Killer Croc should look like a croc. Anyway, you fight Killer Croc in one of the games. But those games are really atmospheric. You see Batman going through like a day, and you see him getting gradually more ragged. You see the wear and tear on his armor and stuff. He goes back to the Batcave and picks up equipment.
So what is this wear and tear on his armor like based on fights you actually have?
Yeah, exactly. So you fight Killer Croc, and then you come out of it with ragged cape or whatever. And towards the end, you get burned off by Firefly and that kind of thing. And it makes for a really good portrayal of Batman. And the people doing the voices were, I believe, at least in one of them, the Joker was voiced by Mark Hamill, and the other, and in at least one of them, it was the guy whose name I was searching for earlier, Kevin Conroy, who did the voice of Batman in the animated series and loads of the DC films. And good voice actors in video games really make something.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think good voice actors in animated films really make something too, because just some chump who turns up and does their lines is not the same thing as a good voice actor. And sometimes getting a celebrity to do something and turn up doesn't result in anything good.
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes
Mark Hamill.
Well, I suppose so. But not now. Mark Hamill then, because he was Luke Skywalker, yes. But Mark Hamill now, you wouldn't get him in because he's a celebrity. You get him in because he is an amazing voice actor.
Yeah.
You know. But sometimes you get a celebrity in and you recognize their voice and go, oh, that's that celebrity. Really wish they'd done a better job. You know. Whereas sometimes, and you get certain people whose names you would never have heard of, possibly, but who've done loads of different roles. Like the guys who do a couple of the roles in Futurama, and the guys in Simpsons, like Harry Shearer and John DiMaggio and
How old
Billy
are those
West.
guys now?
Oh, they're getting up there.
Because Simpsons is nearly on its 30th season, and they've been there since the beginning.
Yeah, those guys are amazing. And I want to say Tara Strong. She does like all the Powerpuff Girls, I think. Okay. And she's all over video games. I think she might have done Harley Quinn. Don't quote me on that one. She might have done Harley Quinn in the Arkham games too.
Listeners, please quote him on this.
Yeah, please double check. Put in the comments if I got that right. But there are, like the guy who did Bugs Bunny, he died a couple of years ago, I think, and it was a real loss to the animation. I mean, he'd been retired for a while.
Oh, I thought he died like quite a while ago, like in the 90s or something.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but one of the big voice actors died relatively recently. I mean,
Mel Blanc.
Mel Blanc, that's the one. Lady Penelope, Sylvia Anderson. Lady Penelope from Thunderbirds, she died 2016.
Well, really?
No, crushed me. I was a huge Thunderbirds fan.
Well, yeah, but Thunderbirds is been and gone. Like
that's true, but nonetheless, I liked her work. You know, I grew up watching those, even though I was 40 years too late or something. But
same.
But I grew up watching them on reruns and stuff, and it was brilliant. But yeah, voice actors really important, and not just a famous one, but a good one.
I know what film we should do a couple of episodes from now.
Go on.
Thunderbirds.
No, I refuse.
Like 2000s.
I flatly refuse to watch that film.
With the busted theme tune?
Nope. Nope. Tell you what, though, I will watch the marionette version film that they did after the TV show. Pretty sure there is one. I think it's called Thunderbird 6, and it's about a plane.
Oh, that does not sound good.
No, I don't think it was good, because those Thunderbird episodes are already 45 minutes or something, and they're already dragging. You make a film out of that. Anyway, so, Harry, what do you... Well, I just talked about video games for a while. What do you think, Harry, is the best portrayal of Batman apart from Suicide Squad so far? Tell us about a film where he was done really well. And if it's Dark Knight, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think it probably is going to be Dark Knight. I'm trying to find something that's not Dark Knight.
That it really was good.
Was a really good portrayal. Daredevil? We've had these conversations.
Daredevil is already Batman, that's true. But real Batman, actual Batman.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Dark Knight.
Yeah,
there's just no getting away from it. That film is just so incredible.
It is a really good film. And Christian Bale is a good Batman, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Michael Keaton. I thought he was good. It was a product of the time, in a very real sense. It was weirdly campy, and the idea of Batman being super dark hadn't really come about yet. Well, I mean, the idea of Batman being super dark is Frank Miller from like the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
But that was new then. And then when Tim Burton did it in 1989, he kind of went back to campy for a while. Even though Batman kept murdering people, he somehow made it comic booky campy. And then it turned into the Joel Schumacher series, and it kind of lost its way a bit.
Yeah.
But because then it became every single enemy for 4 films was basically a circus performer, which I have a bit of a problem with. But also that makes sense for the Joker.
Is it because you don't like circus performers?
Exactly.
Do you think they're all just massive idiots?
No, I think that they're all wasting their lives and should get real jobs.
Yeah. And
Speaking of which, if you'd like to hire me for a circus performance, get in touch at beerpizzaandamovie.com. I might have made that up. Beerpizzamovie Gmail. Anyway, point is, it makes sense.
Yeah, beerpizzamovie@gmail.com.
We'll put it in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
It makes sense for the Joker to have circus-themed henchmen. But
Yeah.
why did Two-Face and the Riddler have circus-themed henchmen?
Yeah, I know,
Why
right?
did the Penguin have circus-themed henchmen?
He didn't. He had penguins.
Yeah, but he also had some circus-themed henchmen. And some circus-themed penguins.
Hey.
And then, well, okay, Mr. Freeze had the hockey team. But
Which made sense.
which made sense.
Yeah,
in a
that
way.
made good sense.
But that was weird too.
Yes.
But yeah, though, I mean, Michael Keaton was great. And having seen Birdman since our last podcast, I also really respect him as a proper actor now.
Yeah.
God, Birdman's
Seen
good.
Spotlight?
I haven't. I hear that's good too.
Yeah, it is good. That won Best Picture, so.
Yeah, must have been good then. But yeah, Birdman blew me away.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. And that was really meta in a lot of ways as well, because obviously we got Michael Keaton, but then Emma Stone goes on, took a break from between the 2 Spider-Mans to film that one, I think.
Did she?
And then
didn't know that.
Michael Keaton, who was the Birdman, and also previously had been Batman,
Yeah.
then ended up in the next Spider-Man film as the Vulture.
Yeah, which is good,
which
isn't
he
it?
hadn't been cast in when Birdman rolled around.
Nice little circle.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, okay. One last thing then, Harry. How did you? I think you already said this, but did you like the Lego film originally, the first Lego film?
Yeah, I did. And one thing that this is kind of getting into review territory, but I was kind of hoping that this Batman film was going to have not some good music, a good track, a standout track.
Everything is awesome level.
Exactly,
of
yeah.
Awesome track.
Yeah, because that's one thing that defined the Lego movie was that piece of music.
I'm still humming that film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good because that was
Humming that film? Yes, I hum the film.
because that was competing with Let It Go. Because they would
That's true.
they would say Let It
And
Go.
that's also catchy as hell.
Let It Go won the Oscar in the end, but it was either or on those two.
Yeah. Apparently, I came within a hair's breadth of meeting the people who sang "Everything Is Awesome." Yeah, the camp I lived at and worked at in California. Apparently, the one I'm going back to this summer.
Yeah.
Thanks for paying attention, listeners. Apparently, I went away for a week to go to Burning Man, and the day I left, there was a wedding at the camp that I could have just been at, and the people who sang that song apparently came. Mm-hmm. I heard this entirely through rumor. It might not be true, but I'm kind of gutted I didn't get to meet them, but I wouldn't have known who they were anyway, because I wouldn't have recognized them by name or face.
Yeah.
So that's my not at all celebrity sighting story of the week.
Hey.
Anyway.
Right. Okay, I think we should get on. Let's get into an actual review of this because we're 18 minutes in, which is longer than it should
That's
be,
18 minutes of chatting about stuff. So, we will hit you back in a moment with our spoiler-free review of the film.
Yeah. Okay, Ross, so what do you think was the main sort of synopsis of this film? Synopsis only, no spoilers. There will be no spoilers in this section.
Yeah, no spoilers in this section. Synopsis only. Joker has a plan.
Okay.
Batman stops it.
Who's Joker? Wait, who's this Batman guy as well?
Oh, come on, Harry. We're setting ourselves a 15-minute time limit on this section. Do you really want me to answer that question?
Okay.
Seriously. I think we can assume that our listeners have an understanding of who Batman is and who the Joker is. But, basic plot synopsis. The Joker has a plan, and Batman foils the plan. And it's great. And
You can do better than that in synopsis. Come on. If you want to take a minute to think, that's fine.
all right. Joker basically wants to destroy Gotham by placing a giant bomb, and he manages to engage in this plan by trying to get himself get the supervillains out of the Phantom Zone to help.
Essentially, yeah.
There you go. That's the plot synopsis. And Batman, I suppose...
Batman, who is this super egotistical, guy who seems to slightly know he's in a movie in a
Yes, he's
moderately Deadpool kind of way.
Yeah, he's a bit genre savvy, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know, I like that. I really like the genre savviness of it.
Yeah. So, okay, let's just go like from the start. You've already mentioned how much you were just smiling through the intro.
Oh God, it was funny.
Laughing through the whole thing. That was an incredible intro, and it was long as well.
Yeah.
But it didn't slow down at any point.
No, the whole film was pretty full on, pretty high paced.
I mean, it started off very similar to The Dark Knight Rises, with people landing on a plane.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have thought that. But yeah, that intro.
Yeah, amazing. And like, I don't think it's a spoiler to say Batman wins the fight in the beginning bit, but the way he just beats up like 100 villains, just great.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't want to...
And done so well, ridiculously well.
It's kind of tough to review this film without saying the jokes, but I don't want to say any of the jokes.
Oh yeah, I won't say the jokes, but...
Just, like, so many references to so many of his past villains.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, little montagey moments, and, like, Joker introduces a whole bunch of them, and there's a joke about whether or not they're even real, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, oh, it was brilliant. And then he sings a song about how brilliant he is at being Batman and how brilliant Batman is while beating them up.
Yeah.
While playing the Let's Get Nuts mix, which I super appreciated.
Oh, yes. Good.
Oh,
good
my God.
Callback.
Yeah. In fact, actually, there were so many jokes in this. I mean, we're not past the first 10 minutes, but I'm going back to my general review again. There are so many jokes in this, which I feel like I only just got.
Yeah.
As in, it was a reference to such a tiny little thing.
That so many people won't get.
That easily people
most people
missed.
will not get the Let's Get Nuts.
Yeah. And
thing.
There was a joke from Killer Croc later on, which I think a lot of people had missed.
They won't get.
And it is basically certain that there were some jokes in there that I didn't get because there were so many jokes in there that I only just got.
I think this film has perfectly worked out who it's for. What the audience of this film is.
Us.
It is kids, but it is also mid-20s nerds.
Yeah, because...
sorry, you're not 20s.
I'm 31 now, young
sorry.
man.
You're an
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Lego Movie did this as well. It nailed its demographic by being for kids and for geeks. Because I like a kidsy movie, but I also don't like being... kids don't like being talked down to either, but I don't like being talked down to. I like a movie which puts in some references for me to get. And if people don't get them, tough.
Yeah.
If you don't get the reference, then you don't get to join in on the joke. And that's okay. You just miss the joke. And this drives me crazy when lesser films than this and TV shows do it. They'll tell you a joke, then they will explain briefly in the same amount of time it took to tell the joke, why the joke was funny.
Yeah, which is...
Like, they'll make a joke in Big Bang Theory about Green Lantern, and then they'll explain about how Green Lantern works. And you'll say, no, I knew that. I knew that, you patronizing git. Why did you do that? And people who didn't get it the first time aren't going to get it when you explain it.
Well, it's because The Big Bang Theory is a show about nerds for regular people.
Which is why I stopped watching it.
Whereas Community is a show about regular people for nerds.
Yes, Community does
I
really
didn't say that,
jokes.
by the way, I'm quoting.
Yeah. Community does really good jokes for nerds.
Yeah.
And then doesn't explain them.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, right, you get this or you don't. If you don't get it, maybe you'll get the next one. Keep coming with us.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's really inviting, it's opening, but it's also, it doesn't lead you by the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly, I noticed this with Terry Pratchett lately. I've been reading Terry Pratchett through the Discworld series, and I noticed with that, there are a lot of jokes in there that I only get because I happen to know a bit of astrophysics. Or I happen to know this philosopher's name. There must be dozens of jokes in there I don't get because he makes reference to synchronized swimming or a philosopher I have never heard of.
Yeah.
Because I know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Terry Pratchett must make jokes that I don't get. And sometimes I'll read a joke and I'll think, that's a joke, but I don't get it. And I'll look it up and I'll understand. Or sometimes I'll just skim straight past them and I don't even notice it's a joke.
Okay, well, let's get back on topic.
I got one more thought on that one. Alec Baldwin on SNL doing his Donald Trump thing. I watched one of those and he phoned up Angela Merkel and told her he was going to write a book, call it My Struggle. And he asked her what that was in German. I completely failed to get that joke. Then I Googled it. Turns out My Struggle in German is Mein Kampf.
Oh.
Yep. That was a joke that SNL didn't explain.
Yeah.
They're making that joke about Donald Trump. I'm not going to get political, but they're making the joke about Donald Trump writing that book and not being aware of the meaning. And
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but I went away and looked it up. So I learned a thing. I'd never understood what those words meant in German, and now I do.
That's good. I'm glad to know that you learn things sometimes.
Yeah, I learned loads of things. Shut up.
Sometimes
Anyway,
I feel you don't know enough.
let's bring it back to Batman. Sort of.
What do you think of all the voice actors?
I like
that
them.
were
I
in
think
this?
they did a good job.
What do you think of Will Arnett as Batman?
I think he was great.
What do you think of Will Arnett as Bruce Wayne?
I bought the transition.
I didn't think there was enough difference. I thought that he sounded exactly the same as both, and I'm aware that's a clear choice because he doesn't sound like that. He's putting on a "I'm Batman." He's doing that.
Yeah,
Which obviously I can't do.
I think it's part of the fact that in this film, Batman just doesn't disguise himself.
True. Yeah, because like he was very publicly at the end working with Alfred, who was just Alfred.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you working with Bruce Wayne's butler?
Yeah, and also moments where someone's talking about Batman and Bruce Wayne's in, like someone's at a podium talking about Batman.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's in the audience going, "Yeah, that guy's brilliant."
Oh, that's funny though.
That's exactly it. I
Yeah.
was letting it off for that total ridiculousness
Yeah.
because it makes sense. If Christian Bale had been standing in an audience and said, "No, Batman's brilliant. I love Batman. Batman's great." Who? Me? No, I'm totally not Batman.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have worked. But Lego Batman can do it. And like you said, it's just not taking itself too seriously. It's being funny. It's being very tongue-in-cheek. And so it can get away with those contrivances.
Yeah.
And it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does.
And I love that. And yeah, Barbara Gordon was great.
She wasn't she?
I love Barbara Gordon.
And I recognised her voice all the way through, and I was like, I bet that's Rosario Dawson. She's in everything.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yep. Rosario Dawson, she did a great job in that role. I mean,
Yeah.
we love Rosario Dawson here at Beer Pizza and a Movie.
Yes.
We have
do.
watched so many Netflix shows with her in it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, there's
And,
four Marvel
and
ones.
Men in Black 2.
Oh, that's not a terrible film. She's good in it.
It's a great film.
That's all right.
It's a really good film.
We're going off track again. And it's not my fault this time. So yeah, I think that's CGI. I was going to say about CGI.
Flawless.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant.
But they've picked a simple model, just like make everything a Lego brick.
True, but that's where CGI. If CGI aims to achieve a thing,
I feel it's less.
and then does.
I feel this one's less of a CGI because it's not really stretching the CGI's limits so much. This one is more sort of an artistic thing. If you look at the Joker's face in you know the scene where the Joker's like sort of floating away on some balloons and Batman's got
and his expression is
that
changing.
scene, his expression's changing. That's not so much CGI. That's just the artist.
That's
what
good
they've done.
art.
And that is incredible. And like Robin's eyes through the whole thing, you see perfect emotion.
You see so much emotion in just what is quite basically just painted onto a Lego face.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing they're doing. It's just Lego paint.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's where CGI works really well.
One thing I did really like was that every time they took a photo looked like it was just a cartoon. It didn't look like a photo of the Lego.
Yes, that was really nice.
It was good, wasn't it?
They 2Dified it
Yeah.
in a way. Yes, that was really neat. But yeah, I feel like those faces and those actors, they emoted as well as I've ever seen any Batman emote before.
I also think Batman doesn't really show emotion. That's why they picked Ben Affleck.
Well, that's true. But that's the thing. I mean, we'll get to this in spoilers, but I feel like this really explored an aspect of Batman that we haven't really seen explored in film before. And we'll get to that in spoilers.
Yeah.
But the sort of character... he went on a character arc, which is not something we've seen Batman do in a really long time.
That's very true.
So, yeah, I mean, okay, well, we're going to talk spoilers after in a little moment, but...
I've not got much left to say.
Well, we need a rating then.
Of course we do.
So, quick rating for this, and then we'll talk spoilers.
You've got a good rating system, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm giving this 5 Batmans out of Batman.
I'm going to have to agree and also give it 5 Batmans out of Batman. It's
really good.
It is a perfect film.
I wouldn't go that far, but I can't think of an improvement.
Okay. Where do you rank it with all the other Batman movies?
Like, second?
Behind The Dark Knight, then?
Pretty much behind The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I can rewatch The Dark Knight.
Yes, we did say this coming out.
I reckon I've rewatched The Dark Knight 3 or 4 times since it came out, at least. And I reckon I've got a few more in me.
I mean, I saw it 3 times in the cinema, so...
Yeah. Whereas the Lego Batman movie, I don't know if I will watch this more than a couple more times. I think listening to the jokes again won't work for me. But I think there's some layer in there.
I could see there being 1 or 2 Easter eggs which I've missed, which might be nice to pick up on second watch.
Yeah, there's definitely some layering in there.
But I don't know if I can just happily watch this every year.
No, I wouldn't. This one's probably got less rewatchability, but I think this was for literally the funnest 2 hours I've spent watching a Batman film. This one wins.
This is one of the funnest 2 hours I've had in cinema in a long time.
Yeah,
I've been watching all the Oscar films.
Yeah.
So.
Is it the best Batman film? No, but only just short of it. But it is the funnest.
Yeah,
and I think
definitely.
that quite a lot of Batman films in the last 10 years have forgotten that it's supposed to be fun to go see films. And Batman is supposed to be, if not a fun character, then at least fun to watch.
He's not supposed to be a fun character.
He's not supposed to be a fun character.
Superman's supposed to be a fun character,
But-
and they got that wrong.
True. Yeah, that's true. But Batman is supposed to be fun to watch. It's supposed to be fun to watch him break people's kneecaps off.
Yeah,
And
weirdly.
apart from that one scene in Batman vs Superman, they forgot that. That scene was good.
Yeah.
But Batman should be fun to watch. Not fun to be, but fun to watch.
So anyway,
this film gets 5 Batmans out of Batman.
5 Batmans like Batman. Should we do spoilers then?
Yep.
What's our little intro for our spoiler section then?
We'll be coming back in a moment with our spoilers. So, I said that Batman went through an arc. And I think...
He did, yeah. Really big arc.
Yeah. I mean, now we're talking spoilers. He gets the Bat family.
Yeah.
The family comes together.
Which is good, and the closest we've had to that is in Batman Forever?
No. Yes. Well, Batman and Robin.
Well, no, because Batman...
we got Robin and Batgirl in that.
I'm getting the 2 mixed up. That's what I was referring to.
But Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Yeah. That was 3 of them. And Alfred was in that. So, yes, it was basically the same team. But this time we actually see him assemble the team. He opens up to having a group kind of thing. Like, very much loner at the beginning, turns into...
guy who's working with people but doesn't want to be working with them, pushes them all away and then instantly regrets pushing them all away.
Exactly. He ends up accepting their help, becomes kind of the patriarch of this team.
Yeah.
He's willing to let people look up to him and protect and teach them, but also let them help him. And that is a big part of the comic books.
Yeah, it is.
His growth from first year Batman to the patriarch of the Bat family is huge.
Yeah,
and then death in the family and death of the family, where Joker starts killing a few of the people.
They probably won't do that in the
No,
Lego movies.
Not in Lego. But Killing Joke as well, where Batgirl becomes Oracle.
Yeah.
I won't go into more detail than that, but those parts of Batman are huge to his character.
Yeah.
Going from loner to part of a team to losing that team and suffering those losses make him... Well, I mean, all of those things must have happened to Batfleck. But we haven't seen them. Feel like we missed out the interesting parts of Batman's story.
Yeah.
I mean, Bane breaking his back was kind of his... I mean, we saw that in the third Christian Bale one. That was a huge part of his character as well, but that was kind of more about his own vulnerability, not learning to be part of a team.
Yes, it was.
His connection to the Justice League is all basically another parallel story. So forming the Bat family and stuff is very separate to forming the Justice League.
What do you think of the Justice League being in this?
I love that.
It was really sweet,
oh
wasn't
my
it?
God, that was gorgeous. I made a slight squeaking noise. It was great.
Now, I don't actually recommend other YouTube channels very often because obviously they're our competitors.
They're winning.
But I've got to talk about how it should have ended.
Oh,
You know them? Because the jokes that they do, that all of their videos, they seem to finish every video with Batman and Superman in a coffee shop, just having coffee and talking about having little arguments and rivalries and things like that. The catchphrase that Batman has in that is "because I'm Batman." They do in this film, and Batman and Superman have this kind of this little friendly rivalry. There's not like BVS kind of rivalry. It's just
it's just a little argument at Superman's doorway.
Yeah, there's just like, oh yeah, I could beat you. No, you couldn't. I'm Batman.
I would crush you.
Yeah, and it just
Don't worry, I'm not here.
They
to
felt
fight.
really similar.
Yeah.
And so I can recommend to all our listeners, look up How It Should Have Ended on YouTube.
Yeah, watch
And
that.
it's an amazing channel. And they will come out with a video for this, like, probably a month from now.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee it will be incredible.
Yeah.
It'll be as funny as this movie, if not more funny.
Yeah. It's an interesting part of geek culture these days that YouTube videos about stuff is almost as good as the stuff now.
This felt like a long, extended version of a How It Should Have Ended video.
It's a good point.
Because they also have loads of... They picture all the villains together, like Voldemort and Sauron and the Emperor from Star Wars. And they do all that. And so it felt quite similar. You're in spoilers, aren't we?
Yeah. The fact that Joker grabs from the Phantom Zone, like the Wicked Witch of the West and Sauron and Godzilla.
The one thing that I had a problem with was that in the Phantom Zone, how did all these villains get there?
No, Superman put them there.
Yeah, but,
Probably.
Yeah, but okay, so all these different properties are coming together so that they can all be in the Phantom Zone together, but not Zod. Where was Zod?
Zod had been put in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. So everybody else was there. Just as he should have been.
Maybe Joker did... Well, he didn't bring everyone... No, that's a good point. Zod should have been there.
Yeah, he really should have.
So should the other two. Whose names I can't remember.
Well, they didn't say that happened.
Ursa?
Ursa sounds right.
Ursa. And... Non. I think it was Non. N-O-N. Non.
You're making up some weird noises now. Non?
No.
Anyway.
Not.
Come on.
Anyway, there were 3 of them in Superman 2, and he put them in Phantom Zone.
Yes.
One of them was Terrence Stamp.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm saying now.
Yeah, I don't know if we got... I mean, the Bat Family thing was the big spoiler I wanted to talk about. The fact that we've had that character growth now.
Yeah, no, one thing I was going to talk about is how many things the trailers spoiled. So they put in a few jokes, which were in, obviously Robin getting his costume.
Oh yeah, the pants joke.
And like ripping his pants off and...
I can move now. Yeah, that was lovely.
Yeah.
I like the fact that when they pulled
Come on, Batman, let's get grooving. That's great. It's really funny.
I love the fact that when they pull I love the fact that when they pull their trousers off, they just drop a set of legs because that's how Lego works.
It's good. It's really good.
And they frequently throw a piece of costume at somebody else and bounces off them or something.
Yeah.
And I just love the slapstickiness of it.
It works well.
Like, they could have done this without Lego, except they could have just done it as like a goofy CGI or even a cartoon. The Lego movie could have been mostly just a silly CGI goofy cartoon, and it would have been great. But the rules of how things work in the Lego world apply in the movie. So sticking heads together with feet to form a bridge, rebuilding things, taking things apart and building them back together again. That was brilliant in the Lego movie and in this. The idea, I mean, the Lego movie, the big twist in the Lego movie, obviously, is that Will Ferrell's his dad, and there's a real world going on around it, and like the
which they kind of touched on in this a little bit, because it was still the same, just like space, but like infinite space where you can just fall down.
Yes, that was cool. Yeah, Gotham is built on infinite space.
Yeah,
I like that. But yeah, I mean, the taking off the trousers and throwing your legs at somebody.
Yeah.
And the building concepts, and I don't think anything came in from the real world in this one, like the golf ball and the super glue and the other one. But yeah, the use of it as Lego allows you a brilliant art style.
Yeah,
which means that you can play around with it in a really cool way, and the CGI works really nicely, and it doesn't have to be set too high a bar, so it doesn't have to look like Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Yeah,
it just has to look like the Lego movie, and it can be complicated because they can put so much on screen.
Yeah, they can.
Which is great. Keeps it busy, but not overwhelming. It's not Battle Over Coruscant from Star Wars Episode 3 busy. It's still acceptable. It's still absorbable. You can get it all in. It's not just, so many lasers, check out. Yeah, I never checked out of it because I could always see what was going on, even though it was flashy and fast. And I like that. But then it gives you the Lego world jokes and the switching costumes and the weird faces and that kind of thing. And I mean, Batman kicked Alfred into a piano. So based on that alone, 5 Batmans out of Batman.
Well, so I'm thinking about the trailers. So the trailers gave away a fair few jokes. Now, what do you think is a better trailer? A trailer that gives away some of the jokes in a movie but leaves plenty, like this one did? Because it did. Like there were some jokes which you saw in the movie, and I heard you didn't laugh at them even though they were really funny just because they were in trailers and you've seen them before. And that's fine. Now, do you prefer that, or do you prefer a trailer like what we also saw in this Despicable Me 3, where it looks like the trailer is just the opening sequence of the film?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it works
Which do you
either
prefer?
way. I think the Lego Batman movie managed with a good trailer, because even the main joke in the trailer was Batman reminiscing about all the previous Batmans.
Yeah.
And in the film, we saw that Alfred delivered that instead of Batman.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it when they change it up so that the trailer gives you an impression of the film, but doesn't give you the jokes in the film.
Yeah.
Deadpool did it. In the trailers, we saw about 5 or 6 different ways of T.J. Miller describing Deadpool's face.
Yeah, I liked that because it made it feel like it was improvised.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it was. It was just sit down, do 10, and we'll pick the 5 best for the trailer.
Yeah.
And the real best one for the actual film. Mm-hmm. And that's brilliant, because it also means the trailers are like a collect the set kind of, I've got to see all of them kind of thing, which is cool. I think a comedy film is tough to do a trailer for.
Yeah.
Because you've got to demonstrate it's funny without giving away so much. I think Batman did it well. And I think Despicable Me did it well by just showing basically cut down the first 15 minutes of the film to a 3-minute trailer and say, hey, look, it's a third one of these. Did you like the last ones? This one's about the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I really want to see that film. Because I know I'm not going to be disappointed. I know it's funny. I know it's got the same vibe as the other ones. But I also know I'm not going into it already knowing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Passengers and Life and all the rest of recent time, I just know the plot now.
They really give it all away.
So I'm not going to go see them.
Yep.
What's the point? So yeah, comedy is tough. But a trailer should pique your interest, not tell you everything about it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think this one did it.
Have you got anything else to spoil in this movie?
Not that I can think of. No, I think that pretty much covered it. I just really like it. I
So
could talk
good.
for ages
I
about
really
how
want
much
to
I
watch
like
it
this
again.
film.
I enjoyed it so much.
I wouldn't go see this at the cinema again, but
I agree.
Give me half a year to forget half the jokes, and I'm sure I will watch this again and laugh again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned this briefly before, but the jokes that you might not catch if you didn't understand them, I'm sure there are jokes in there I will get if I watch it again.
Yeah. Oh, that Killer Croc joke, that
Oh my
really
God.
got me.
Yeah.
Because
was lovely.
that is exactly like I was saying. That's sort of how it should have ended, kind of joke.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Is
Yeah,
that they just really make comments on other films at the same time.
yeah,
And that one's quick. That's a quick turnaround on adding a joke into
that
a
is
film.
true. Yeah, it reminds me of the Simpsons gag that they did where they talked about Super Bowl teams,
Yeah.
but held a mug over their face so that so you couldn't see their lips move, and then just edited in loads of different options for the Super Bowl teams. And I think in the end, the way they did it was that they told the names of the teams because they already knew them when the episode was made, but they did it so that they could show it next year with different names or something.
They did it again in 30 Rock, but they did it more obviously, where Tina Fey they're talking about it, and then she just looks at the screen and just essentially goes blah 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 blah, and then you don't hear her saying blah blah blah. You just hear her saying
She
the
just
teams.
mouths random noises.
And so they re-record the audio later and just put it on top.
That is brilliant. I like it when someone does that sort of tongue in cheek, and I think
But 30 Rock's perfect for that.
yeah. I mean, you can.
You ever watched it?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you'd love
I
it.
hear it's
you
good.
really would. You like Alec Baldwin, it seems.
I do like Alec Baldwin. But yeah, this film did have a quick turnaround on kind of keeping up with the zeitgeist of what's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think it's going to just date. It's
No, I
not
agree.
like it's just making fun of this week's movies. It's just making fun of the landscape of movies. 10 years from now, you might need to be a film historian to get this film.
Film historian, man.
But it's not. I don't think it's going to manage to be timeless.
Well, I mean, 10 years ago, or 9 years ago, Dark Knight came out. So it was,
And that's true. It referenced that.
so Batman Begins is over 10 years.
That's true. And, it's nearly...
And that still feels like a fairly recent
It's
film.
28 years since Keaton first appeared on our screens.
Yeah, but they're old films.
They're old films now. But, yeah, I think 10, 15, 20 years from now, you'd look back at this film and you might need to be a bit of a historian to say, oh, that's a reference to this and that's a reference to that. But
Yeah.
it will still be funny. It'll still have little slapsticky jokes. It'll still have references. I mean, 10 years from now is a drop in the ocean of Batman's 70 years of being a thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's referencing more Batman than it is referencing Batman movies, as it were. You know, it goes into
Yeah,
the
it
comics in a little way a lot as well.
There's so many villains in it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I loved it when they listed the full villains and they just sort of went down in popularity.
The Condiment King.
Yeah.
There's one called the Penny Pincher who literally, not in this film, but just in Batman's Rogues Gallery, who literally steals pennies. Mm-hmm. That's all he does. Batman puts him away at one point.
Okay, well, I want to wrap this up now.
Yeah.
So, still sticking with my 5 Batmans out of Batman.
Phenomenal film.
Yes, it was really good. I can't recommend it enough. And I think that it's a good cinema experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's good on the big screen.
Yeah, if that's the sort of film that you're into, go and watch it. You really should. If you're watching this in the future for us, then yeah, just get it on DVD.
Take
and
your
watch
kids
it.
too. Take your kids. It is a great family
Definitely.
film.
And it's the most recent You film that I've watched. Most recent anything I've watched. It's probably I don't remember the last time I watched a You movie film. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think it's a long while since I've seen a You. Star Wars?
Nowhere near.
Force Awakens? Wasn't that a You?
That'll be a 12.
It
People.
was 12, wasn't it? Yeah, there's reference to people being sliced up.
Yeah.
That's another good thing in the Lego movie. Using the Lego rules, you can blow people up and stuff, and they just explode, and then they get put back together again.
That was a bit.
Quite funny.
Where Batman's like, oh yeah, Robin, these guys are my mates, so it's fine if you hit them.
Oh god, that was savage!
And then he just murders them all.
No, he's Batman. This version of Batman doesn't kill.
Well, yeah, but like he rips them apart. I mean, it's Lego; they can put themselves back together. But like,
That's true.
you saw the X-rays; heads were coming off.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
that's
that
good.
was quite a nice little reference to just how incredibly dangerous Batman is.
Yeah.
I mean, also, yeah, it was Batman being the best Batman he's been in a long time.
Because he knew that he wasn't killing anyone. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I could talk about this for 20 minutes as well, but the ability of a main character to beat up hordes of mooks is something that I just love.
Yeah.
Batman is great at it. Blade is great. The Bride in Kill Bill is great at just killing hordes of mooks.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love watching that happen. It's one of my favourite sort of TV movie tropes when someone just fights a horde. It's great.
It is good. It is really good.
Yeah.
All
Tweet
right.
at us the your best hero versus horde of mooks moments from film. Because I want to watch these.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, that about does it. Okay. How do you want to sign us off?
I know you do the signing off. I'm just drinking over here.
Cool. Okay. Well, so everybody, you let us all know what your favourite Batman movie was. Let's just say excluding The Dark Knight. So
Yeah, we already established that that's our favourite.
what's your second favourite Batman movie? Actually, yeah, the second favourite Batman movie, even if that is The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Because I'd be interested to hear if anybody has that. So yeah, let's have that. And you can get us on Beer Pete's Movie on Twitter and Facebook. And I think Gmail, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a website one day as well, if I can get around
Harry's
to it.
writing a website slowly.
Very slowly. Yeah, so Beer Pete's Movie on Twitter and Facebook. And we'd love to know your second favourite Batman movie.
And who can beat up mooks the best?
Yeah, best mook beater.
Yep. All right.
Anyway, yeah.
That's everything.
Right, catch you later then.
Thanks very much.
Bye.